maybe not equipped me for university. And yeah. So I'm Jackie and I'm Fijian Rarotongan. I started at Roseville in 2011 and I graduated in 2015. I'm currently studying a conjoint degree, a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Music, majoring in criminology, classical flute performance. If you're unfamiliar with tertiary jargon, that just basically means I'm going to graduate with 2 degrees, 1 degree in criminology and 1 degree with classical flute performance. For the purpose of this speech, I'm just going to mainly focus on the music side because that's the weirdest side. But if you want to study crim, just come talk to me afterwards, I'll answer the questions. Okay. I had a pretty solid time here at Roseville. I was involved in the music department and I was able to travel overseas with the tour band. I played netball for the school and I participated in all the sports days, etc. And I made some pretty awesome lifelong friends. But one thing I tackled with at school was finding my passion or finding my calling that everyone seems to call it these days. A passion starts with a spark. And then as you progress through life, or at least in your guys' case, as you progress through high school, that spark can either be ignited or you'll encounter experiences that will completely burn it out. And in my case, I experienced both. At the beginning of year 13, I was very fearful for my future. I knew the subjects that I was good at and I knew what I was excelling in, but I never had that wow moment or that this is what I'm going to pursue for the rest of my life. I couldn't visualize myself doing something for the rest of my life either. But the more I tackled with this, the more emotional I got. And the more emotional I got, the more in tune I became with my desires. Performing on stage became a release for me when I felt pressured at home, pressure at school, or the looming fear of the future that so many of us experience. Through that, I figured, okay, if music makes me happy, might as well pursue it. So I pursued it. So my dream to become the first Fijian flautist became my mantra in school. And I was so invested in that dream that I visualized myself performing on stages across the world, or in Auckland at least, playing with orchestras or being soloists, etc. But then I experienced my first dose of that burning out the flame that I mentioned earlier. Here are some comments that have stuck with me throughout my entire time at university. May I just add, these were sent to me from teachers. If you don't get an excellence on this assessment, you're not going to keep up at university. If you can't read off the slides before I change it, you can't handle being a university student. May I just add, these are both lies, complete lies. Don't listen to people who say that to you because I survived it. If I can survive it, you can survive it. May I just say, also, I got lots of achieves as well, a lot of achieves, and I'm doing fine. Someone who I had the utmost respect for told me, a music degree won't make you rich. It's a waste of time and money, you're better off keeping it as a hobby. Another person said, be safe and just enroll in an arts degree because it'll be easier for you. And then lastly, a teacher said, make sure to have a backup plan when music fails you. Despite this overwhelming bouquet of negative comments and lack of encouragement from teachers, in and out of school, I persisted. I reminded myself how I got here. I told myself, God gave me this gift, why not use it? I'm going to be the first Fijian flautist. In my first year at university, so 2016, I felt very self-conscious and insecure about my ethnicity. I didn't feel like I belonged in this degree. There were absolutely no PI people in my student cohort. A cohort's just equivalent of a year level at school. I started to have performance anxiety. I experienced my first panic attack and I cried nearly every night. The negative comments that were spoken over me in 2015, the lack of encouragement from teachers, the shock and disbelief from respected people after I passed my big live audition, all these moments culminated inside of me and I let it bring me down. I let myself believe that I wasn't good enough and I despised those people who caused me so much anger and sadness. Now that I'm able to look back on those moments in time, I can really see how that impacted my mental health and especially my self-worth. I don't want this to turn into a soft story about me, even though it's kind of getting that way. I just want to express to you how people who are supposed to be the ones to encourage you, uplift you, teach you, support you, don't always fill those roles. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who has experienced this. I used to sit in bed and calculate how much money I would have wasted if I were to drop out after my first year. My flute professor had never taught an Islander university-level flute performance. It took me a whole semester for my professor to see any significant progress in my musical abilities. I had physical issues such as my big Islander lips. I had a sway back. The lips issue became the bane of my existence and the biggest insecurity as well. Every time I picked up my instrument, I would be constantly reminded of why I shouldn't be here, why I don't belong here, why I should have kept this as a hobby. I wasn't made for this, and more specifically, why an Islander shouldn't be studying classical music. There was a significant lack of cultural diversity in my department too. There were plenty of white and Asian people, but there were no brown people. Then again, I don't really know that many classical people anyway. Coming into university level music, it was a bit of a bombshell, and I wasn't ready for it. But, here's the but, don't worry. As time went on, I realized that this lack of cultural diversity made me feel extremely proud of where I am. It did take me a whole year to get to that mindset, but at least I got there. My culture became my stronghold. It became a source of strength and comfort, despite my overthinking of not belonging there. How weird yet wonderful it is to see a Pacific Islander breaking those stereotypes and performing classical music on stage. That reassurance kept me going, knowing that I am the beginning of something new. Last year was my big final recital at the University of Auckland, so my big final exam. It was my exit from the University School of Music. As it was a public exam, I decided to represent my culture on stage by wearing a Fijian Masi-themed recital dress to make a statement that I do belong here, that we belong here, and that this is my dream and this is just the beginning. So, here I am in 2019, I'm in my fourth year at university, I've finished my Bachelor of Music and I'm in my fourth, I've got one semester left before I finish my criminology degree. So to wrap this up, I want you to know that I pushed through, I persisted, and I've already reached some of my far-fetched goals. I don't want to scare you away from university because in reality these have been the greatest years of my life. Taking leaps of faith and trying something new will always come with its fair share of anxieties. Just don't forget the sacrifices people have made to get you to where you are today. Your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors. Let that reminder keep you humble and grounded. If you're the minority, use that as a source of strength. If teachers don't acknowledge your passions and your desires, call them out on it. If you're told to go the easy way, then clearly you want to go the hard way. Just go the hard way. Thank you.